Protests in Iran continue and have now turned deadly. 2 people, apparently protesters, have been shot and killed in the western city of Darude. It's not clear exactly what happened that led to these 2 people being shot. Local authorities deny being involved and suggest outside groups or Iran's regional rivals could be behind the violence. President Hassan Rouhani addressed the nation Sunday evening, saying the government would allow critical voices to be heard, but that violence or the destruction of property is unacceptable.
One point must be made clear to everyone, that we are a free nation according to the Constitution and citizens' rights. People are absolutely free to criticize or even to protest. However, we should also be mindful that criticizing and protesting should be in such a way that it will result in improvement of the country's situation.
Protesters began taking to the streets over rising prices and economic hardships, but the protests have taken on a more political, anti-government message. In response, authorities have shut down or limited access to social media platforms, including Telegram, which is a popular messaging app in Iran. The Interior Minister said protesters who become violent will, quote, pay the price.
All those who entered the protest scene in recent days and those who provoked it, behind the scenes, their relations and links to Iran's enemies, those who misused cyberspace and spread violence are absolutely known to us, and we will definitely confront them in due time.
There are reports of hundreds of arrests in Tehran and other cities. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has tweeted about the protests several times over the last few days. Sunday morning he tweeted this, quote, "Big protests in Iran. The people are finally getting wise as to how their money and wealth is being stolen and squandered on terrorism. Looks like they will not take it any longer. The USA is watching very closely for human rights violations." And a small group supporting the Iranian protesters marched in front of the White House Sunday. In his address, President Rouhani said Trump has no right to sympathize with protesters after bashing Iran repeatedly. Trump has taken a hard line against Iran since coming into office nearly a year ago, seeking to limit Iran's power in the region while forging closer ties with Iran's rivals, including Saudi Arabia. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.
An Iranian official says those 2 protesters killed in Darude on Saturday night were targeted by foreign agents and not the police.
Regarding these clashes, we have found evidence of Takfiri groups, government enemies and foreign services, which has been fully observed and led to the clashes. Evidence of foreign agents has been noticed. Regarding the clashes that killed 2 people, no shots were fired by the security forces and law enforcement. We have never fired upon the people. We wanted the protest to end in a peaceful way.